back to Experience Triumph. I want to thank everybody who took the time out to like, share, subscribe, watch any of my videos. It's truly appreciated. You know, we're doing it for the youth, man. It's not about us, man. We're trying to save lives. Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope everybody had a great holidays. Stay optimistic and stay positive. This is my experience, part 3. I'm going to pick up from where I left off in part 2. So June 3rd, 2016, I finally made it home. Man, that was the best day of my life, man. I tell my man Hank to this day, like, I was smiling for months when I first came home, man. You can't explain how happy I was to finally be home, because I'm a social person and whatnot, like, being back in society, man. It was totally different. So when I got my hair cut, I bought around my mother house. The barber shop only like a few blocks from where my mother house is at. So I bought around the way, seeing everybody, man. There's a bunch of new faces. Some old faces, a bunch of new faces. So my little brother was actually around there. So when I seen my little brother, he introduced me to everybody. Oh, this my brother, Kyle. You know how it be. He just introduced me to all the new faces. And some old faces was still around. It was great to see them, of course. You know, we kicking it, hanging out, having a good time. And a couple brothers I didn't get to see again, unfortunately, because just being in the streets, man, they ain't make it. That's why I say the streets not no joke. So just stay out of it. But I was finally made it home. So that later on that night, I went out with my mother, my father, my sisters, my niece and nephews. We all went out, and my little brother went out to TGI Fridays. We had dinner, had a good time. Father, man, something else, man. But that's my man. But we had a good time, man. We ate dinner late at night. I chilled, kicked it, laid back, and just glad to finally be home. So the next day I had to go down Guilford Avenue. Guilford Avenue is where the probation spot was at. It's shut down now, but that's the probation spot. I had to get processed for finally being home, because I had 3 years probation there. So I had 90 days of GPS to be on a GPS box and VPU. They had you on a whole lot of stuff. And I had to get registered as a gun offender. So my 90 days on the GPS, I had to be in the house around like 7 p.m. I believe. I had to be in the house about 7 p.m. And but I still was carrying it, because we'd be on a porch around like 7 p.m. So they ain't never really like come out to like monitor to see like me actually like literally being in the house or whatever. So I just be on the porch. We'd be out just kicking it, having a good time, smoking, just kicking it, whatever. You know what I mean? Ladies out, we all just having a good time. So as days go by, man, my man Melvin, man, he set me up one day, man. I go over his spot, but he was staying at, man. So I ain't really like no big drink or nothing like that. My whole life I never been like a drinker. But man, he set me up one day, man. I get to hang with my man Melvin. Man, I had shots. Man, I ain't never even had shots a day in my life. But we just drinking shots. I forgot what we were drinking. We having a shot at the shot. I had about like 5 shots. Man, when I tell you I was gone. I was done. My man made sure I got home. I had called an Uber home, and he made sure I got home. He called my little brother, like, man, Kyle in the house, he good. Man, I was past. He told Malvin, he like, man, he passed out on the couch. I was gone. That's why I ain't like no big drink. Like, I ain't really like big on that. But so while I'm home, I'm having a good time. Just during those 90 days, I really just was trying to make sure I had spent time with my family, my niece and nephew, like a bunch of kids, even around the way, like the kids I seen growing up. They was basically like teenagers or, older when I finally made it home. So that's why I said time is like the most valuable thing that we have in life, because you don't get that time back. So I wanted to spend my time with my niece and nephews, because a lot of them was kids when I got locked up. So I wanted to spend time with them, my family, and, just spending time with family, whatever. So the days I'm home, a bunch of people was pulling up, super happy that I was home, people pulling up left and right. It was just nothing but love, man. I just appreciate everybody. My mother always say, like, you got the best friends, and I really do. So that's why I say, man, I love my life. But a couple of my homeboys and homegirls, everybody just give me a couple dollars, which is everything just always truly appreciated. They give me a couple dollars, nice couple dollars, nice amount. But I'm getting clothes, getting tightened up, getting acclimated to being in society, because man, society was like different when I go out because the world changed, is constantly changing. Technology was different. Instagram wasn't even out before I got locked up. It was out when I came home, of course. iPhones wasn't even out, so I had to get acclimated to the technology, everything. I had to get my license. One of my good friends, man, she helped me out with my license. Got my license, just basically like getting acclimated, being back in society, doing the things I needed to do. I knew eventually I would have to get a job because that's required, and I wanted to get a job anyway because, like I said, my goal was to come home and get, invest, just continue with my life. I had big plans, and I didn't forget about it. I kind of lost my way, as you'll see in this video, but I had, like I said, I got my license, was looking for work. My man Keith, my little man Keith, but his father, called my big homies, man P. They ride me around to try to get a job. It was a little difficult because I had a felony on my record. But I had a couple dudes around the neighborhood, man. They were just trying to do their best to help me get a job. But to no avail. But I want to say, like I said, during my 90 days, I was spending time with my family, just kicking on the porch, just doing the right thing, staying out the way, but still having a good time, like I always say. But I want to say after the 90 days, so when I first got home, my mother said, your friend Charlie, because my man Charlie, shout out my man Charlie. My man Charlie had my mother's number because, you lock in with dudes. That's my brother to this day. I had gave him my mother number. He be like, your friend Charlie said when you come home, he got a job for you. So I do my 90 days. So once my 90 days is over with, so I did wind up getting my license. So once my 90 days was over with, I started working with my man Charlie. We was doing like demolition. At the time, we was doing demolition work, trash removal, just a hard labor, man. I wanted to get my man Chucky and my little brother. We was all working together. And his brother Bob was working. My man Charlie brother Bob was working with us. We had a nice little crew. We was out there getting it in every day. But Benzo, that was his little business that he had started. Now, shout out to my man Charlie because I remember us being in the program Purpose Driven Life. He was like, when I go home, I'm gonna get me a truck and basically do those type of services, and he actually did it. So that's why I say, man, shout out to my man Charlie because he really came home and did what he said he was gonna do. But I started working with my man Charlie. We doing that tough labor. We having a good time. We all brothers, man. So we just having a good time getting it done. So in the meantime, like I said, it was a new business for him. So work wasn't really coming like that. So we was getting paid a few dollars, you know what I mean? But it was really tight because I was still trying to I needed more money basically, you know what I mean? So in the meantime, my father, he wound up telling me, so I'm thinking it crossed my mind, I wanted to do modeling. So my father, he knew a woman that was doing the modeling thing. So he had put me down with her. So I had hollered at her about doing modeling or whatever a few times, but that ain't really go too far. And then I wound up signing up to go to this little modeling agency. And I went there, but they wanted a few dollars, you know what I mean? So I ain't really have it like that. So after that, I wound up going to real estate school. So I felt good about that. So when I was in real estate school, we had a nice little class in there. Now, I actually was doing good because, like I said, I was already studying real estate, but I was studying the investor side of it. So my plan was to go there and try to network, the collaborate, the investor aspect side of it versus the corporate side of it, just like networking or whatever. Shout out my man Malcolm. I don't know if you're going to ever see this, but we was in there together, and he actually doing it right now, real estate agent, so shout out to him. But I was doing real good in the class. It got to the point the teacher was like, man, stop answering questions. You gotta let other people answer it. So I had finished real estate school. So I'm home, kicking it, having the best time of my life. When I tell you, the best time of my life, man, I was just, living my best life. Just being me, just having a good time. Every night, not even gonna say every night, but the casino was my little thing. That was a new experience for me. Because the casinos wasn't even out before I came home. Before I got locked up. The casinos wasn't out. So that's my little thing. I go down to the casino a couple times. I went down there. They had a little club atmosphere, whatever. And I go down there to play craps. down a horseshoe or whatever. I'll go down there and see a couple of guys that I know. We down there kicking it, just reminiscing and just glad to see everybody home or whatever. So, like I said, I'm off the GPS at this time, so I'm out just living, just being me, having a good time. I'm at Tank here. He had me going to the club down there like every week. I ain't even no club person, but that was his way of just showing love. I'm going to the club almost like every week. It went around this course, of course, but we're going to the club, just having a good time. So one day, like I said, Monday was a little tight. So I finished real estate school. One thing I didn't know about real estate school was when you try to get your license, you gotta pay a commissioner to go with a realtor or whatever. So me not having patience, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. So one day I'm down at a casino, kicking it, just the usual, just having a good time, being social, being me. I run into one of my old cell buddies. Saying no names, of course, you know what's up. But I wound up saying one of my old cell buddies. I see him down there. And so we kicking it, having a good time. He like, man, I got the weed. And so around this time, around my neighborhood, wasn't nobody really doing nothing at the time. Wasn't a whole lot going on. Of course, at the time, I'm walking a straight path, trying to have patience the best I can and work, do the right thing. But I ain't even gonna lie, once he told me he had to smoke, so he wanted to give me like an ounce. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just see what I could do with it, whatever. So I hollered at my little brother. I'm like, man, look, I got this smoke right here. We can see what we could do, see what it is. So we wound up getting rid of it like real fast. I ain't gonna say of course, but we wound up getting rid of it real fast. So we're like, man, if you can get that, man, we gonna be all right. So like I said, at the time, wasn't nobody really doing nothing around my way. So, man, this is the beginning to some whole other shit. So I wound up hollering my man, getting the smoke. I'm like, man, look, we can make something happen if you can really get it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna holler at you in a minute. So I remember this day like it was yesterday. One day I'm working with my man Charlie. I let my man Charlie know, like, man, I'm thinking about getting back out there, selling weed or whatever. He like, man, don't do it. Don't even mess with it, man. Just, stay focused and stay out the way. Me, if you know me, know the past me, man, I'm hard-headed. Can't tell me nothing. Like I said, that's why I don't complain about nothing I go through, because I make my own decisions. I live with my decisions. You know what I mean? Because the bed I make is the bed I lie in. That's the best quote my mother ever told me. I'm big on signs like I always say, but, that's the bed I made. He like, man, don't mess with it. I'm like, all right, bet. But the whole time in my head, I'm like, man, I'm ready. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say in my head, I told him, like, bro, I'm ready. Fuck around. I don't mean to cuss, but I'm ready to mess around or whatever. So I wound up hollering at my man. We start messing around, in front of me like a pound or whatever. So once he front me the pound, I'm getting it out there. Me, my little brother, my man, I ain't saying no names, but we out there, we get the banging on the smoke. I'm talking about banging, doing numbers. So we doing numbers on the smoke. Fast forward one day, I go down to, I want to fast forward to the whole time I get into a little situation. So I had a warrant on me, but I didn't know at the time. So I go down to go see my PO one day. And man, my little brother, we just came back from grabbing some joints, some pounds or whatever. So we just get back from getting the pounds. So I'm like, bro, let me go see my PO, because I had to go Sam or whatever. So I go see my PO. Something in my heart told me. So I get down there, so you go down there, you tell people, like, well, I'm here to see such and such my PO. My PO, my man, to this day. I know you was just doing your job. You had to do what you had to do, man. So like I said, I ain't the type of person to try to put somebody down, because they gotta do their job. People, police officers, everybody got jobs to do, man. We all hearing, but people got jobs. It's just when you go above and beyond, we have a problem with it. But I get down there to see my PO, so I'm sitting there waiting in the lobby or whatever. So I get down, so I see a couple people that they get called before me. So I'm like, hold up. And something in my heart, I'm like, something ain't right here. And this, matter of fact, this November 15th, 2016. It's November 15th. It's the day before my birthday, man. If I knew what I knew now, man, I probably would have got out of there. But November 15th, the day before my birthday, he called me upstairs. Man, because like I said, I always say it was like the walk of shame. I just seen plenty of dudes get booked down there and just had to take that walk in them cuffs. That was my day to take this walk of shame. They come in there, put me in cuffs. I had a warrant on. I'm like, dang, that was the worst feeling. Cause I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I always say like I ain't never trying to get locked up again. So I had a warrant on me. So when I'm coming out, my little brother now he told me like he had a feeling, but I'm coming out in the cuffs or whatever. And then my little brother, he just now pulling up. At this time I was driving my one of my ex's trucks or whatever. So forgive me for that. But I had her truck. So my little brother, he pull up around the corner. And so as soon as he pull up, he see me going in a police car. So I ain't gonna lie, when we was young, we used to rock against the police. Like we wasn't just going for nothing. Like all that like George Floyd, like people just sitting there with their cameras, like we ain't get down like that. Like we gonna step about that. And we ain't gonna go crazy now, but we gonna show like we bucking about that. So my little brother, he see me getting in the van, I'm in the car, whatever, the police car. So I get him that look. So I see he mad about it. I'm talking, we got pounds in the car, we just read up. So I could see in his face like he hot or whatever. And I giving him that look like, nah, this ain't the time. And they already got it. Man, ain't nothing you can really do about it if I got one on me. So it's just like, man, just let the process be the process. But he went ahead and chilled. So I get processed to go with the bookings. I was like, man, I'm back in here. I'm hot at the time. I'm just like, damn, but I know like there's repercussions, things that you deal with whatever for the situation. But I wound up going back over there for a couple months. So it was like November 15th, like I said. I get back over to the bookings. When I get over there, I'm like in the cell I was in. I get processed or whatever, so I'm in a cell, but then I get on we get in the dorms or whatever. So when I'm in the dorms, I ain't gonna lie, them dorms was going down almost like every day. It was active over there. Like I was good, but it was definitely going down. But I wound up saying my man Malik, we was down to BCCC together, whatever. So we was kicking it. Like I said, I'm a civilian, so a bunch of civilians was kicking it. You know, we had our little, I ain't gonna say like a little squad, but they was like, well, like gravitate towards me, whatever. But I ain't had no squad, and I was hiding my man Malik on the record. That was my man. But I'd be sitting on my bunk. That kind of felt harder than the little 6 years I did, even though it like literally wasn't. But it was because I just got home and I just started to like get on my tip. Of course, we just now got to smoke, whatever. So I'm apt about that. I'm like, I'm trying to get back to these papers, you know what I mean? So I'm over there and I'm looking out the window, so you see the highway when you're over there. So I was hurt. I'm like, I was just driving this highway to go to the casino. I'm just thinking about all that. But me, I had bad intentions because I was like, when I get home, I already know I'm gonna be getting to these papers or whatever. So while I'm over there, I called my little brother one day. And then he wound up breaking the news to me like, man, you know, I got some bad news to tell you. Little Luke got killed. Man, I was hurt. I'm like, dang, I had intentions on, of course. I ain't gonna say of course, but like get some money with him. So that broke my heart when I heard my man Lil Luke got killed. Man, rest in peace always. But so I'm doing my little time over there. So I go to court. So when you do the little process, like I said, I'm on probation and parole. Thank God, the situation got handled, whatever, where it got dismissed. So, it got dismissed, so I wound up, beating that, making out. So so I spent a few months in there. So I wound up coming home around, I meant to say, prior to that, I wound up getting a job at, Food King, so I did start working. So prior to that, my brother, my oldest brother, my father's side, my man Tony, my brother Tony, my big brother, he got me a job at Food King, so I was working there for a little bit, only for a couple weeks. So then, of course, then I had dealt with that situation. I had that warrant on me, got locked up. So I go over there for a couple months. I'm over the bookings. I come home, I want to say January 2017. So I come home January 2017. So I'm back home. Of course, like I said, I had them intentions on getting it in. So when I come home, my little brother, my man, they was getting to the papers. So I come home to a nice couple dollars. So I'm like, I'm glad y'all kept everything going. Cause basically, I just got back in the mix of just like a well-oiled machine, just kept it going for us. So I was happy about that. So I got back selling weed, hiring up my plug, hiring up my man or whatever. So we back getting to it. So like I said, I was just living this life like, the life that I wasn't supposed to be living, man. But like I said, I always used to tell myself when I was locked, I said, I know my ego won't get me in trouble, man. I just felt it in my heart. Like, if I don't control myself, control my ego, being in the mix and dealing with that street life and like I said, the street life just gets so fast and just get so caught up with it. And like I said, part of me loved it because, like I said, I came up like that. And then, like, the women and like all that, I was just super caught up. So when I came home at this time, so we banging on the grass, banging, getting to it, banging on the grass. So while we banging on the grass, we getting to it, getting money, doing this. So one day happened. Matter of fact, no, prior to that, I wound up meeting my ex. I gotta say her name because she played a pivotal role in these upcoming videos. This part of my life, she's very pivotal, an integral part of it, Shay. So I wound up coming home. I wound up meeting her March 2017. So I gotta say her name. Like I said, I usually don't say names, but I gotta say her name because she's very important in these next upcoming moments in my life. So I wound up meeting her. So we started dating, talking, whatever you want to call it. That was my girl, March. So I wound up, when I came back home, I got back and Fool came back working there. That's where I met her. So working at Fool came, so I was kind of like having my 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like I said, that's never a good thing. But me being me, I'm thinking like, man, I'm alright, I'm working and I'm selling weed. So I'm still like trying to stay out the way as best as possible. Like I said, I'm not trying to ever get locked up again, even though you can be like, well, you selling drugs, how you trying to, but like I said, me being me, I'm thinking I'm being slick or whatever. So now me and Shay together. And so me and my ex, we together, we rocking, I'm selling smoke or whatever. So fast forward, one day, I'm out behind some streets, so I'm out just moving around, kicking it, being me. This one night, I'm on a mission. So I'm on the phone. So I ain't gonna say no hours or nothing like that, but I'm out on a late night. But I'm on the phone with Shay, so I'm talking to her. So while I'm talking to her, I'm just getting my last little conversation with her before I get to going when I'm ready to go at. And so this one day, I'm driving up on this small little block. So I ride past this little car, and then this car come past me. So literally, I know I'm looking back, and I was basically beefing with a ghost the whole time. I'm parked. So when I'm sitting in the car, I'm just sitting there on the phone with Shay, talking to her. Next thing you know, I hear gunshots. I'm thinking it's like a firecracker. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'm thinking like, man, I'm cool, man. Why would somebody want I'm not even thinking nothing of it, because I'm like basically cool wherever I go at. Not like that, because I deal with a lot of people. I know a lot of people. So I look over to my left. I see these flames coming. I'm like, oh, man, I'm scared. I hate to say, I'm like, oh, I ducked down the car. I'm like, damn, what the hell? I'm ducked down in the car. Like, damn, what the heck is going on? And I see these flames. And then I get out of there untouched, man. Thank God. I'm glad they weren't like no real assassins. And that's why I say I know I got guardian angels around. I know God got me through everything because the way you'll see the bullet hole, I didn't get hit that night. And I'm talking about this was scarier than anything that I've ever been through because that's the first time I've been shot at like that. I'm talking about like close range, super close. And the bullet holes through the door, if they would have got through, none of them bullets got through. That's why I said angel blocked them bullets from getting through because if they would have got through, my whole body, nobody would have knew where I was at for one. And for two, they had aim. I'm glad they weren't no real assassins because they would have got out the car. That would have been an easy little headshot. Me not being on point, man, that was just, like I said, that was just one of them nights I just got caught lacking. Because I wasn't even thinking nothing of it. Whole time they done made a buck, they done bucked the U-turn. I ain't even think nothing of it. I'm just sitting there on the phone, you know what I mean, calling myself, minding my business, whatever. But after that, I'm hot, so I pulled around away, tell my little brother what's going on. Of course, Shay, she hot, you know what I mean, she worried about me, whatever. Her and her family come up, making sure I'm good. That's why I say, man, her and her family, man, like I said, as the story going, you'll see, man, they was like blessings in my life, man, to this day. But so I get around the way, so I'm just thinking like, well, I'm not ready to go around there on no dumb stuff, like you know what I mean? Like, man, where everybody at, man? We ready to shoot everything down. Like, I ain't no goofy dude like that. Like, I ain't ready to be doing all that. Like I said, for one, when I came home, I'm not trying to deal with no guns. And I don't be saying that just because I got shot. But I'm just saying I'm anti-guns in general. So after that day I got shot at, I'm still on some. So, oh, damn, I meant to say that. So I had a car. I had bought a car. When I worked with my man Charlie, we got into a little car accident. And so my mom getting a check. Bought me a little whip when I came home from the bookings or whatever. So I had me a little Acura TL, white Acura TL. I meant to say that, but I had that. So now that thing shot up. It was already a little hoop that I had bought for like $2,700 or something like that. But now that joint shot up. So there's bullet holes on the side of my door. So even after that, I'm just like, you know what I mean, just like whatever. So I'm feeling some type of way. So I'm on some fake macho street stuff. I'm like, I done got the door fixed. I go and get the door fixed. And but you can still see like it's like, you know, it's like a silver door and a white card. You know what I mean? So I'm just sitting there like I'm basically on some macho stuff, like letting me know like, man, y'all ain't do nothing. I call myself been on some macho stuff, like, man, y'all ain't do nothing. I'm still out here. You know what I mean? Get up with me. You know what I mean? Just on some phony stuff like that. But even after that happened, I'm still not ain't riding around with no gun, because I'm big on like energy, because I'd always be like, for one, with the situation me getting locked up, I didn't want to have no gun on me just because, you know, a situation happened, I got to use it. And even though I'm in the streets, but I'd always felt like I'm protected regardless, you know, just trying to have like good energy. So even if I got shot at, I still wasn't riding around with no joint and nothing like that, because for one, I'm not trying to get locked up with a gun. So man, Shay together, we get together for a couple months. So so after that happened, and so she used to be tripping like, no, I ain't riding this car. And I get it, because now I'm looking back, I'm just like, you know what I mean, that was unsafe to be still riding around in that car, whatever. And so I get it. So one day we get I put it through a lot, but one day she like, well, I ain't getting in that car. I'm like, just don't get in my motherfucking car, and just go ahead about shit. You know what I mean? We yakking about a lot of little stuff, but now I'm looking back, that was crazy. But the car wound up going up on me. The car was a hoop dug anyway, because the alternator was messed up. I should have probably like took it to a shop when I first got it. But after they shot at it, shot at it, whatever, it really messed it up. The alternator was messed up. I had a neighbor around my mother's house. Dude, he just moved around there. And I called myself supporting him, because he said he just came home. We was a mechanic. He was messing the car up worse than what it was supposed to. I really wanted to lay hands on it for real, but that's another story. But so I wound up, so me and Shay was together. We wound up moving out September 2017. We wound up moving together September 2017. And in the meantime, I wound up grabbing me a new car. So we at the new spot, new apartment. Call ourselves having a new life. Shay 9 years younger than me. She was 18 at the time, fresh 18. You know what I mean? We was rocking and rolling. So 9 years younger than me. So we rocking and rolling, doing us. We wound up moving out. It was ready to be a brand new beginning. And so we going. So September. So we there for like a month. So as time went by, I'm still in the mix, selling drugs, working at food cane, just living life for real, just being wild for real. But September 2017, go on. Then one day, I'm outside. So while I'm working at food cane, you can see like it was a very big transition of owners or whatever. So you can kind of see like everybody getting fired at the store, whatever. People getting fired, dropping off, you know what I mean? So the store kind of going down bad. So just, as I'm saying it, I'm thinking like, well, I need to be preparing myself, because, you know, at any moment they could let me go. And I gotta be on point with this money, you know what I mean? Because bills don't stop when you see, that's why I don't like these benefits and stuff. Because bills ain't gonna stop even if they fire you or whatever. So at this time, I'm thinking about getting a new job. So I'm thinking about getting a new job. And as I'm still in the streets, but I kind of felt in my heart like, man, my life ain't going like how I really wanted it to go, because like I said, I'm spiritual. And I'm like, I know I'm not doing the right thing. Like I said, you held accountable for what you do know, not for what you don't know. So, man, as I know better, I'm like, the street thing ain't really, and like I said, the street life is just way too fast. You don't really get the, it's just a lot going on for real. Your little homeboys, you got homeboys out there calling you, your phone banging a whole lot. And like I said, especially when you're in like a position that I was in, you know, I'm the plug for real around the way. So everybody calling you, phone banging. I ain't really had time to like really just, you know, digress and just chill, and just moving fast. Especially after I got shot, I'm just thinking like, you know, I just need to go ahead and chill out. And even though I was still in the midst. So I was very stuck, ready to get a new job. You know, I was going on interviews or whatever. Then I was thinking about being a life coach, because I felt like that I had studied enough for religions. I had studied enough religions to kind of help people, and I just felt like I had like this experience in life to try to be a life coach. So around that time, I had made like business cards. I had a little magnet little thing that you can put on the side of your car. I had wound up leasing out a new car, a little Volvo or whatever, 2012. So I had made cars to be a life coach, and I was doing that. Passing my while I was in the store at Food Can. So, October 9th, 2017, I got fast forward to that. This one, my life would change. My life would change for the worst. At the time, I felt like it was the worst, but now looking back, it was the best thing that happened to me. But so October 9th, 2017, I'm outside, ran away. So early that day, I had went to an interview. It was like a little commission job I had. They was like selling out or something like that. So I go to a little interview, holler at them. So when I get back, they were gonna call you for another interview. So this day, I pick Shay up. We go, I go to the barber shop. I had her with me or whatever. So we go to the barber shop. I got my hair cut, got tightened up, freshened up. Went to the barber shop. So while we in the car, we sitting there talking or whatever. So I'm like, damn, I gotta go holler at my mother or whatever, you know, about some cause I put her mortgage money in my bank account, and they'd just take the money out like that. So I'm like, I been told my mother I was gonna go holler at her or whatever. It's been a couple days. Should I go holler at her or should I wait? This is the first time in my life that I even ever second guessed myself. Cause usually I just go with the flow of life. This is the first day I actually paused, like, should I go do something? So at the time, the little dudes around my way that was getting to work from me or whatever, they owed me a few dollars. So I had put together like some little packs or whatever. If you know, you know. But like I said, I had put some packs together so they could work off their debt. And then at the time, like a couple of my plays was kind of like on me money or whatever. So I'm the type, like, shit was kind of like dying down for me on the weed anyway, because it got to the point my little brother was selling all my weed for me for real. He was jamming, so because he had more time to like be 10 toes down with that. He had time to be like 10 toes down out there. Like I said, I was still kind of like trying to be out of the way, you know, just kind of get it on the move how I can get it. So this particular day, I'm like, should I go around and holler at her? So I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and holler at her, because I've been told I would. And I can go ahead and drop these packs off to the little dudes around the way. I didn't say little dudes, my little brothers around the way. So I go around the way. I pull up around the way. Everybody outside, just a typical day. We all kicking it, having a good time. You know, just kicking on some round the way street shit or whatever. So I'm around the way. So I go holler at my mother real quick. So it's getting a little late or whatever. And this one day, I'm talking to my mother, we just rapping, and then I'm like, all right, Mom, I'm ready to go to the bank or whatever. Put your money in the bank, then I'm gonna call you later on. Cause I'm ready to go in the house and eat, man. She ready to make dinner or whatever. So I go leave. So as I'm leaving out the door, I remember her telling me like, man, it's bad luck to put money in the bank on a late night or whatever. Something like that. Something along them lines. She said something like that. So I'm like, man, I don't believe in bad luck. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I mean? I always just feel like that. Like I said, to this day, I still don't believe in luck. Everything happened for a reason. So, like I said, I already know God got me. Whatever's for me, gonna be for me. So I leave out that night. Go around the bar. We out there kicking. I'm kicking with all the little homies around. You know, we all just kicking it. The little brother, he was still at work because he was working. That fool came with me too. So he was still at work. And then he wound up, you know, getting off from work. So we out there kicking it, having a good time. My little brother pull up. We out there chilling. Next thing you know, I go to sleep. Wake up. Nah, I ain't even gonna say I wake up. Next thing you know, like I said, is like I went to sleep. So I went to sleep. So the next moment I remember I had a dream. Now I had a weird dream. It was a weird dream. I can't explain what type of dream I had. It was just like I knew in my spirit I felt something serious happen, but to this day I can't explain what type of dream it was. But I had like a serious dream. The next thing you know, I hear my mother's voice like, "You gonna be alright." I wake up. I'm in the hospital. I'm looking around. I'm like, what the? And at the time, I couldn't even talk because they had a tube in my throat. The first thing I noticed was my hands. I'm in the hospital. I noticed my hand. I noticed my right hand, my left hand. My hands is like kind of like guarded down on some type of little thing. Like I said, it was guarded down the way I couldn't move my hands or whatever. I looked down. The doctor's like, "You know why you here?" And I'm like, "Nah." It like you been shot in your head and your neck. Man, when I could tell you, all I could do was cry, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. If you don't want to hear about a man crying, man, this ain't even gonna be for you because you're gonna hear a lot about that. Now, when I tell you, man, all I could do, I was just bawling, crying, just crying. I'm just like, what the? My head, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, man. I'm just like, I just can't believe this happening. I'm just like, what the heck? So at the time, like I said, to this day, I still don't remember what happened. So in my head, I'm thinking, I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, I just came home. I was doing my thing. I'm feeling myself, like, having a good time. I'm just like, I'm just living my best life. I'm living my best life. And I'm like, dang. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. And this all in my head because they had a little tube in my throat because they was making sure I had so I'm in shock trauma. I'm down Maryland University shock trauma. I had a little tube in my throat because they had to make sure I could breathe on my own. And so technically my injury is a C6, C7. So if you look that up, I'm paralyzed from the chest down. So nothing from the chest down I could feel. And that's why you can see like my core, I can't squeeze my core in either. I can't squeeze my core in, so my diaphragm got weak from the chest down. And so I'm paralyzed, I can't feel nothing. Even certain parts of my arm I can't feel, like this backside, that's a reflex right there. But the backside of my arm I can't feel, my underarms I can't feel none of that. From the chest down I can't feel. So the first thing I'm thinking, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I'm thinking like, where's Shay at? Because at that time when I got shot, I'm just like, I just didn't want to, my world just came crashing down. I didn't want to lose. I already felt like in that position, I'm not going to be who I once was. I just felt like I died for real. I ain't even going to lie to you. That knocked the whole spark out of me. I can't even lie to you because I was just like, what the? And it was crazy because like a few weeks prior to that, I remember, man, my sister Tori, we was sitting there talking like, we were just talking, like, a random conversation. I'm just like, man, if I ever been in a wheelchair, man, I'd mess around and kill myself. And that's why I said, man, you just got to watch what you say, because lo and behold, man, I wound up getting shot, paralyzed. So the doctor, like, you know why you here? I'm like, nah, you been shot in your head. So like I said, I was just crying. Then I'm like I said, I had a tube in my throat. So they wound up taking the tube out because I was doing good down there. Thank God. That's why I said I'm just healing. I know I didn't have for a reason because they took the tube out. And so as soon as they take the tube out, I ain't gonna lie, that thing was like big as I don't know what because the doctor had took it out. And he kind of left it right there in my mouth. And I'm thinking like, man, I know this doctor ain't really. I'm thinking like, how is they gonna even get this thing out of me, whatever. They wound up getting it out. So I was able to talk. So I asked my mom, like, where's Shay at? Where's Shay? You know, at the time, like I said, we ain't together now. But at the time, she was everything. And like I said, So I'm thinking, look, cause I'm trying to hold on to everything that I had, because I ain't want to feel like I lost everything. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if she would have left, I would have definitely been like devastated. I don't know how my life would have turned out. I think I'd have still been alright, but I can't say because she stayed. Cause I'd have felt some type of way, like, damn, I'd have lost everything. And then I already was feeling some type of way about my situation. So she like, oh, she gonna be down here later on. So I see my mother, my family down there, and so I don't see my little brother. So I'm in a hospital, shot trying. I'm doing a bunch of strenuous tests. When I say tough tests, that was tough, and that's why I said I just thank God for my body here look good. I know God got me, because I had to do a bunch of respiratory tests down there. I had a bunch of phlegm in my chest, so I had to cough. They patted my back. I had a bunch of phlegm in there, and it was just tough as I don't know what. Like I said, I was just breezing through the tests or whatever, which is a blessing. So I'm breezing through the tests or whatever. And so I see Shay, she finally come down there. So in my head, I'm just thinking, like, I'm just glad she's still around. You know, I'm just trying to she showing me love, like nothing going on or whatever. I mean, of course, like something going on. She devastated, whatever. Everybody just like devastated what's going on. This is a tough time, definitely a tough time for me. But I'm talking about so part of my injury, my voice really deeper than this natural. Anybody that know me, they know like my voice deeper than this. So my diaphragm weak. I can't squeeze my stomach in. So my voice is lighter. So when I first got to talking, I couldn't even, I was running out of breath like crazy, like real fast. I'd be talking, I'd be running out of breath. I was confused, like, man, what's going on? So they like, that's part of your injury or whatever. So I'm just like, when I say I'm just devastated, just crying. So I was down University of Maryland, shot Triumph. I was in ICU for like 2 weeks. So let me go back. The surgery was only like overnight thing. So my body here looked good. It was like overnight thing. They had to remove my skull. I got a hard plaster right here. They had to remove my skull. So I woke up without a skull right here. So they had to put a helmet on my head. I had a little helmet on my head, man. That was crazy. They had to put a little helmet on my head because I got grazed. They had to remove my skull to relieve the brain or whatever from what it was going through. So they took that out. So I had a little skull on my little helmet on my head or whatever. So I leave University of Maryland ICU. I would stay there for like 2 weeks. I wound up getting transferred to Keiron, University of Maryland. That's where they do the rehabilitation for people that just got injured, whatever, like spinal cord injury and brain injury. So while I'm over there, I can't eat. I had to stay on soft food because, like I said, they was trying to make sure everything was coming back. That's why I said, so when I get over there, I see this doctor named Dr. York. And I thank God for him, because one day he was like, I'm in there talking to him. He like, man, you're a miracle. So at this time, I'm like, man, I ain't even trying to hear that you know what I mean? I'm just like, miracle. So then when I'm looking back now, I'm sitting there thinking like, man, I'm a walking miracle to this day, man. No matter how my life panned out, like, well, I truly feel and know that I'm a walk again. But I'm saying, even if I don't, I'm a miracle regardless. I'm a walking miracle, because with a brain injury, that thing could have went any type of way. Like, you can get paralyzed just from a head injury. And people can come mentally disabled, not knowing what it is with just a brain injury. So that's why I said thank God, because I came out mentally still myself. I didn't have to relearn a whole lot. I wasn't in no coma. Like I said, it was just like a few days. Like dealing with the surgery or whatever, probably like a day, whatever, long, like hours or whatever. But I came out still knowing who I was, my name, I knew everything. Only thing I had remember was like little stuff like this music. I probably listened to some music, like, damn, I can't remember the music I listened to. But everything started coming back. It was like something, little slight stuff like that. But thank God. So he like, man, you're a miracle. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna walk again. He like, man, you got a chance. So I was just glad. Even if he didn't say that, I'd still be like optimistic, because like I said, I'm spiritual. And I just know how the body works. But he was like, man, you got a chance. Because even though they was trying to classify me as complete, because my spinal cord got severed or whatever, it got fractured. So the difference between incomplete and complete, when they say incomplete, that means your spine wasn't totally, completely fractured and cracked. It's like a tree, like it's still like a connection there. But when it gets severed and fractured, it's basically like the nerves got completely damaged or whatever. So they was kind of trying to classify them as complete at first. Then they saying like, man, you healing up. So when you see somebody healing, I believe everybody incomplete if you ask me. You know what I mean? Because the body naturally heals itself. But he like, man, you're a miracle, you're a miracle. So at the time, like, while I'm at Keiron, I'm having the toughest time. Like, so when I get in there, first time rolling in there, I meet Miss Gwen, man. Shout out to Miss Gwen, because without her, I wouldn't even be where I'm at to this day. That's why I said God put so many people in my life to where as though it got me to this point where I know all this happened for a reason. So I meet Miss Gwen. I remember rolling in there one day, and she like, man, I got him. She was like the head OT there at the time. Now she done moved up on some big boss stuff, whatever. We still good to this day, still in contact. But I meet Miss Gwen. She my OT. She sitting there one day. She's sitting there trying to teach me how to write. And I'm just like I said, I'm devastated because it was like I was just reborn into this whole situation. I'm just like, when I say I was just super devastated, words can't explain how I felt. All I could do was cry. One day, she teach me, trying to teach me how to put a diaper on. I mean, not put a diaper on, put my clothes on. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, I just knew how to do this. Like, how could this be my life right now? Like, this stuff that I already knew. I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting there trying to learn, like, basic stuff like that. Things that we take for granted, for real. And that's why I'm big on gratitude, because I don't take nothing for granted. Because I'm just grateful for everything. Because you don't realize how good you got until it's gone. But I'm sitting there learning how to put clothes on. That's part of the occupational process or whatever. So when I get that part of my injuries, I went through a lot, because you deal with like blood pressure issues, the spinal cord and the brain. You know, that's like a communication system if you don't know. That's our communication system that allows you to do everything. So part of my injury, you lose your functions to be able to use it better. Your bowel and bladder, you lose that. And you lose your sexual functions, man. The crazy thing is, people trip about that, man. That was the first thing I asked the doctor when I was down at University of Maryland. I'm like, man, you telling me I can't use my sexual functions, man? And they like, the doctor, she got mad with me. She like, that's the last thing you should be worried about. And I'm like, how you figure that? That's part of my livelihood. You know what I mean? I'm a man or whatever. So, man, I'm devastated about that. So I'm like, man, you can't make this shit up. Man, I got a cuss for that, man, because that's my form of expressing. Even though the Malcolm X say, man, profanity is a lazy mind trying to express itself forcefully. And I feel you, but a little bit of this, man, I gotta express, you know what I mean, to y'all how I felt at the time. So, they tell me I can't use my sex. So to this day, your reproduction, your sexual functions don't work, and your bowel and bladder don't work. So all is brand new. So when you down Keiron, they try to teach you all that for yourself or whatever. So I remember the first time. So like I said, Shay, my ex, I'm gonna just say her name. Shay, she stayed with me, man. She was my rock. She was the real MVP, because she was young at the time. We wasn't even together that long. But I remember the first time she did my bladder, because they was just teaching everybody how to do it. And she was up there every day. Like I said, all my support and cash, like so many people was coming down, Keiron to see me, like big support. My man Melvin, he, like I said, I was just devastated. I know I'm everywhere because I'm just like bringing back so many memories. Once I was able to eat, like I said, I was eating soft food at first. Once I was able to eat solid food or whatever, my man Melvin, he bring me food. Who would have knew one day that he'd be having to feed me, you know, food? And that took a lot. Like I said, it was just a lot for everybody, man. I don't want to get emotional. But that took a lot, whatever, just for him to have to do that, you know what I mean, feeding me while I'm going through this situation. And like I said, I was devastated. And I remember Shay, I remember to the day, I always joke about it, but when she had to do my blood, like I said, my head, mentally, I'm thinking I can still feel down there. So I'm like, this is like this little tube, I can't show you right now, but it's like this little catheter that we got used to do our blood or whatever. And so I remember having to stick that in there. I'm looking like, it's gonna hurt. But I remember her doing it. It was we always joke about it, but I remember her little lips trembling. She young, she 18, but she trembling like scared. I don't know what. But like I said, she was my rock, man. She took care of me while I was down there. Like I said, if you know, you know. But I'm down there crying. Like I said, part of my injury, so you deal with like blood pressure issues because your body, that's the communication system. So I was dealing with blood pressure issues down there. So and I had vertigo, but so vertigo is it's like this little crystal in your ear, whatever. My OT I ran. I just learned about it, but at the time I didn't know what it was. So vertigo, every time I turned my head, I was getting dizzy. I'm talking about super dizzy. I guess that's how people say like seasickness is or whatever. Every time I turn my head, I'm getting super dizzy, super dizzy. I'm just like, I just couldn't even tolerate it. Like my health just, like I said, I'm big on health. I always felt like if I had my health, I'm always gonna be good. Now I feel like my mind, as long as I got my mind, that's why I thank God. I hear my walk miracle, because as long as I got my mind, you gonna be alright. Mind, we live in a mental universe. The universe is mental and everything, all is mind. But so I'm passing out, dealing with blood pressure issues. So every time I'm getting in a wheelchair, I'm basically like almost passing out. It got to the point where I ain't even want to get in a wheelchair, because I'm like, man, every time I get in there, I'm passing out. So they had me in a motorized wheelchair first, because part of my injury level, they was like, it was better for me, whatever. But I was determined, like, nah, I ain't ready to get stuck in that, because I felt like, of course, I was meeting a couple of dudes down there, and I'm just like, man, that's gonna kind of make you weak. And I said to this day, like, kind of make you lazy. So I remember going to I'm down kind of there. How you doing? Like, little, so they teach you little stuff like how to transfer, move. I might show up one day in one of my videos how we transfer, whatever. But they teaching you everything how to transfer, and I ain't really like it at the time, being out kind of, because they was trying to adjust you to like being in the wheelchair life. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I wanted to feel like, to see like some motivation, like, you're gonna get out of this, you're gonna get out of this thing, you know, man. That's what I was most, but I get it now looking back, like that was just like part of the process, what he had to do, is the process. So I remember meeting one dude down there, man, that's my man to this day, but I wanted to meet him, and he was already in a wheelchair, and I asked him, like, man, how long you been in the chair? And he was like, man, I've been in the chair for like 5 years. So in my head, I'm like, shit, not me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm getting about it. And to this day, I feel like that. But it's been 7 years now. But to this day, I'm going to grind till I'm out of here to get out of this wheelchair, man. I'm going to show how the body work, man. The body heal itself. Because as soon as it's injured, the body's conscious. Everything is conscious. It's working already to get back right. But I'm passing out, going off. I remember my cousin Easy, he come down there and see me. I passed out on him. I ain't know what was going on, man. I seen him, but that was devastating him. But like I said, I had so much support, man. So many people like just coming through, showing love. And I remember one day my man Mo, man, rest in peace. But I remember my man Mo, he come down. I ain't talked to Mo in a couple months prior to me getting shot. So during this time, I'm like depressed, super depressed, and my thoughts just gone for real. I ain't gonna say gone, but I was just like super depressed, like dealing with this. And one day he called me. So my man Mo, he had got shot. And he actually was he was an amputee or whatever. But he learned how to walk. You couldn't even tell he was an amputee for real. So one day he just called me and just like get to talk to me about bandages, because everybody could tell you like, oh, you're gonna be alright, da 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 da. But it's like, you ain't been through it, you kind of don't even take that advice. Like, you know what I mean? You just going through what you're going through, whatever. I'm traumatized for real. Man, Mo Bando, he been shot, stabbed, and he was an actor at the time. He was like, man, you gonna be all right. Everything gonna come back. I had to relearn how to talk. Something he was telling me, he had to relearn a whole bunch of stuff. But he made so much progress, man. So he was motivation. So he was like an angel sent to me, like prior to that, because he came out of nowhere. Like I said, I ain't talked to him in a couple months. God rest his soul, because a few days later while I'm in there, I remember my mother, we sitting there talking, she was down there coming to see me or whatever. So I remember her telling me, like, I got some bad news to tell you. I'm like, what is it? And she like, Mo passed away or whatever. So I'm down there crying about that, because he just came and seen me, so I'm crying about that. So I'm devastated about it. So it's like, I'm like, it ain't one thing, it's another. Now skip past part, I hate that be everywhere, but so when I was down at University of Maryland, I'm wondering like where my little brother at. So the whole time, my mother, she know how I feel about my little brother, so I'm wondering, I'm thinking like, so when I got shot, I'm like, damn, make sure y'all put Dom on point, because whoever acted me, you know what I mean, whoever shot me, they gonna be looking for him or whatever. So one day we down there talking, and my brother Tony, he come and see me, whatever. And so we down there talking, I'm like, damn, put Dom on point. He was like, man, you don't know. I'm like, I don't know what. He's like, man, Dom is locked up. I'm just like, damn, I was crying about that, man. Like I said, man, my little brother, man, we rap, man. I was devastated, cause like I said, I never wanted him to be locked up, cause I wanted to be the sacrifice of being in there, whatever. But at the time, I'm crying about that. My mother know how we is about each other, so she was calling herself. She was doing the right thing by not telling me, cause she already knew it was like already a lot on my plate, me dealing with this situation or whatever. So I'm crying about that, so I just had to back up on that. But my man Mo, he wound up passing away. So like I said, while I'm down there dealing with blood pressure issues, learning how to write, doing this and doing that. I'm talking about down crying. I probably cried so much, because that was like the toughest time I had, because like I said, just dealing with trauma or whatever. So while I'm down there, I wound up passing out one day due to I had a fever or whatever. I wound up passing out. So I went to the hospital one night. Go to the hospital, stayed there. So bad as I had an apartment, man, she had an apartment, so it wasn't wheelchair accessible, because like I said, it wasn't nobody expecting for this to happen. Like, I'm walking at the time, so I had to find a place to stay. I wound up going to a nursing home. So, going to the nursing home, I think I'm gonna stop right here, because I'm gonna pick up right there. It's just, the journey continues, man. So, I'm in a video here. I'm not gonna take long to make the next video. Sorry for the hold up for this video, but it's here. So stay tuned, subscribe, share, like, man, cause this video need to get, when you share, help. This video will get the people to somebody that need to hear. So stay tuned for part 4. Love all. Peace.